Hello, sir.
Yeah, Rishit.
Sir, there is an echo. I think the stream is also playing in the background.
So someone has to stop the stream, I guess. Is it coming from your end?
No, sir, it's coming from your end only. And the video is also stopped. It's echoing. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Rishit.
Sir, there is an echo. I think the stream is also playing in the background.
So someone has to stop the stream, I guess. Is it coming from your end?
No, sir, it's coming from your end only. Your own. And the video is also stopped. It's echoing. Hello, sir.
Yeah, Rishit.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Rishit. Is it okay? Resolved?
Yeah, I think it is resolved. You can just start the music for once, so we'll know if there's an echo or not. Sir, on your desktop only, you will have to mute the YouTube stream.
I think I've already muted it. What I'm going to do is.
Yeah, Rishit, is it okay?
There's an echo coming again and again. It's resolved. You can just start the music for once, so we'll know if there's an echo or not. Sir, on your desktop only, you will have to mute the YouTube stream.
I think I've already muted it. What I'm going to do is. Rishit, is it okay?
There's an echo coming again and again. It's resolved. You can just start the music for once, so we'll know if there's an echo or not. Sir, on your desktop only, you will have to mute the YouTube stream.
I think I've already muted it. What I'm going to do is. Rishit, is it okay?
There's an echo coming again and again. It's resolved. You can just start the music for once, so we'll know.
Yeah, Rishit, are you able to see the screen? I think that YouTube streaming problem is resolved.
So I'm not able to see the screen, but you're opening the stream on your end. That's why the echo is coming.
Yeah, now I think that has been taken care of.
No, sir, the echo is still coming. Sir, can you mute? So echo is still coming.
Can you close the window for YouTube from your end? The window that might be open at your end. Okay, let's admit the people, and it's already 11 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Great. So hello everyone. I am Amit, founder of LabDocs, and I welcome you to Get Ahead from the team of LabDocs and our industry partners EIT, Metro, IDC. And we are hoping that you're going to have a lovely 2 days conclave. I'm going to quickly start my slide, and we're going to run through about what is going to be covered in these 2 days. Yeah, Rishit, can you tell me if you are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm able to see.
All right. Okay. Great, guys. So, as you would know, that this Get Ahead event is a 2 days mega conclave, and the idea is to bring industry experts and professionals in the gala event of 2 days, in which we are going to share thoughts about what is trending, what is interesting that is happening in the core engineering sectors. And helping us in this initiative is our very own EIT. That is, they are our content and industry partner. The idea with this event is not only to bring people from the industry to talk about the emerging sectors, but also to bring professionals who are in diverse industrial field, and they get opportunity to interact with each other, and they also get to learn few things. The event is divided into 4 tracks. One is the industrial track, wherein we are invited international speakers from Udemy, from LinkedIn, from IDC. They're going to talk about various interesting stuff like autonomous cars, then e-mobility. There's going to be instrumentation and panel design. There are a few workshops that are also lined up, and those who have joined our WhatsApp group, they will be getting all the updates about the event and how the event is unfolding. So before we begin, I will quickly give you a brief intro about what we do at LabDocs, and what is the main purpose about this about the whole initiative. So this is something that I have already explained about what is the aim of the event. That you're bringing professionals, and then we are also running a track, hiring track, in which those who have applied for this track, they can sit for some interview that will be not only during the event, but it will be scheduled after the event. There are workshops which will be conducted by 3Dexter, then Metro, uh, then some of our Udemy partners as well. So I would request you all to avail all these opportunities. Yeah. And these are a few of the event highlights. We have international speakers coming from different walk of life and various expertise from e-mobility, autonomous vehicles, instrumentation, and so forth and so forth. Um, there are going to be some special session for women entrepreneurs, those who want to start something of their own, sitting at their home, and there are going to be some skilling sessions as well for them. There is going to be a chemical analysis instrument conducted by Metro. Apart from that, those who are looking to avail the free courses from Udemy and IDC, they'll have to sit through this session, and also one of the session that is going to happen tomorrow for instrumentation panel designing. This is how the schedule look like right now. The schedule is with the EIT, and it will be from 11 to 12. From 12 to 12:30, there is going to be a break, and from 12:30, the academic counselor from EIT will be joining. And if you guys have any questions about event enrollment, scholarship, the fee structure, the curriculum, and all. So they are going to talk about that. So Preeti will be joining at that point of time. So we have shared this schedule where in the email and also in the WhatsApp group. So what we do at LabDocs, that's very interesting. So LabDocs is basically an e-learning platform, and we are focusing on emerging sectors, right from digital manufacturing to industrial IoT, automation, instrumentation, control. Some designing tools are also integrated, and then we have some product innovation programs as well. And helping us in this initiative are all various industries joining from all over the world. Uh, Platforms like FutureLearn, IDC, and EIT, they are also our content partner, and they help to populate and reproduce the content and share it with the world. The idea with laptops is to help learners acquire skills that they can use immediately in their professional environment. So whatever would have taken you maybe years or months to learn and acquire would take you days. And once you have acquired those skills, you can use it in your professional journey. So that is the whole concept of how we started and why we started laptops. Yeah. Uh, our focus areas are digital manufacturing, industrial IoT, robotics, instrumentation and control, drone technology, agri-tech, clean tech, and product innovation. So a very brief intro about what EIT is. EIT is probably one of the only institute in the world which is focusing solely on engineering and core engineering related upskilling opportunities and programs. They deliver industry-focused professional programs. There are certificates that they provide, certificate of competency, and if I'm not wrong, they are the few institutes who are taking or talking about doctorate of engineering. They are the only people who are maybe doing giving a degree on doctorate of engineering, and they have presence over 140 countries, and so far they have taught maybe in tens of thousands of learners, and they have gained important insight, and this has helped them in their professional journey. So we are joined, and we are really pleased to have Dr. Aarti and Dr. Milind. They are the on-campus lecturer at Engineering Institute of Technology. Aarti is she has done PhD in mechanical engineering from University of Western Australia. Milind and Aarti, they are joining us from Perth. It might be about over mid noon, and they have joining here. So they will be staying here for the next hour, and they are going to talk about how the opportunities for engineering and core engineering are unfolding, and how EIT is playing a very important role for this. So Melinda is the course coordinator for mechanical engineering at Engineering Institute of Technology. He has done PhD in mechanical engineering, and he is also playing a role in University of NSW as an instructor. I would request Dr. Milind and Dr. Aarti to talk you through about what they are going to cover here, and a little introduction about themselves as well. At the end of this session, as I told you, we are going to share the coupon code which you can use to avail the IDC program or the IDC video course. And from 12:30 onwards, there will be a session, one-to-one session with Preeti. Preeti is the academic counselor, and if you have any queries, you are most welcome to join us over there. So over to you, Milind and Aarti.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amit. What I'm trying to do here is try to share my slides first. Let me start sharing.
Can you try? I think it is on now.
Yes, just give me a moment, please.
Sure.
Shouldn't take any long. All right, so can you all see the slides?
Yes,
Yes,
Aarti.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So we are going to talk about how you can future-proof and upskill for employability. And we will also provide an insight into EIT's upcoming professional development courses. So as Mr. Kothari has already introduced, I'm Aarti, and I have almost, let's say, more than 16 years of experience in academia, teaching various mechanical engineering units here in Australia, and also started career from India as well. And yes, my main interests are in terms of condition monitoring and automation in manufacturing. So that's about myself. Maybe we'll have Milind introduce himself, and then we will move on.
Hello, everyone. I'm Milind here from Perth campus in Australia, and I'm really excited to cover some of the bits, as Aarti mentioned already in the agenda, which is coming up next. So I also did my PhD in mechanical engineering, and I'm passionate about design and manufacturing and their automation and some of the condition monitoring techniques. So that's about me. And Aarti, would you like to cover the agenda? Thank you.
Thank you, Milind. Sure. So moving on, just quick look at what we are going to do today. So after this welcome, we will have an overview of EIT, who we are and what do we do. Then we'll just briefly discuss what is trending now and what does it mean for us all. And then we will also go through the importance of upskilling with short courses. Then I will walk you through the upcoming professional certificate of competency courses, which are available at EIT. And then Milind will start having a look at the remote lab. So he will walk you through a couple of demonstrations of our online laboratory facility. And of course, Q&A at the end if you have any. All right, so moving on and starting with EIT, who we are. So as Mr. Kothari has already mentioned, EIT is mainly focused in engineering. Engineering is the only focus for us. All our courses are only engineering focused. It's not like other universities where we are running all different sorts of courses. And one more thing, that we have been in online education before pandemic, many years before pandemic hit. So we have been delivering so many online engineering focused courses to so many students, so many companies internationally. Our programs are all industry oriented programs. They are taught by industry experts, they are designed by industry experts, and they are designed for the industry as well. The courses are all accredited courses, either Washington Accord, Sydney Accord, or Dublin Accord, but they are all accredited courses. And we will talk about this delivery model a little later. So moving on and starting with this quote. So lifelong learning. Now this pandemic has brought certain phrases into the presence. We have been using those things. Lifelong learning is one such thing. So nowadays, it's not just a token phrase, it has become a vital part of our modern career. We have to keep updating ourselves with new technologies, and technologies are evolving every day, even faster than we can think about it. So lifelong learning is there, and we all need to be part of that. So just having a quick look at what is trending right now, where the world and technology and this engineering is going. So few trends which are here right now and which will continue developing. So one such trend is hyperautomation, basically combining the tools which include robotic process automation, intelligent business process management softwares, and also the artificial intelligence into one package. So that is hyperautomation. Then we have another trend, IoT and AI, amalgamation of these two technologies. So IoT already has lots of sensors sending a lot of data, and artificial intelligence will also take over in order to take some autonomous decisions. For example, maintenance. Autonomous predictive maintenance will become a new normal in manufacturing. Nobody will need to worry about when exactly to schedule the maintenance. Next trend is customer data platforms. So consumer data platforms, they will create unified customer databases. Most of the businesses, they rely a lot on the customer databases, and they need clean, clear customer database. So CDPs can basically take or combine data from all multiple sources, and it can give you the clear, clean data. Then another trend we have right now is digital twins. So it's the virtual or digital replica of a physical product, system, or a process. And digital twin is something really trending now. And there is a prediction that almost half of the world's very large industrial organizations will be using digital twins to improve productivity by the end of 2021. So we will see how it goes. But you can do so many different things with digital twins. We have hybrid clouds as well. So they basically combine private cloud with one or more public clouds. Now, pandemic pressurized everyone to work remotely, and this is something which is there and which we will need, which everyone will need in order to succeed in this high-tech evolution. Then we have another trend, which is artificial intelligence at scale. So artificial intelligence has already stepped in our life. Even if we notice it or not notice it, it is there. For example, let's say on Netflix, whatever you're watching, based on that, it will give you the recommendations. That's artificial intelligence working behind the screen. You go on Amazon and you get certain suggestions of what you should be buying. Again, that is another example of artificial intelligence working in the background. So this will also expand in all various manufacturing and process industries as well. Next trend is edge computing. So that is bringing the computing and data both very close in order to save the bandwidth and also in order to save the time. Another trend pandemic brought to us is digital workspace. So most of us, we have all been through the lockdowns. We have experienced how it feels, and how to work away from the office is something we are all learning, or we have already learned. So digital workplaces are there, and they are going to be there. Nobody can deny the fact that we will be working back in the way we used to work before pandemic. So post-pandemic world, this digital workplaces are going to stay there. Online learning is also something which became trending due to the pandemic. The schools, colleges, universities, they all went online instead of on campus, and lots of learning is nowadays happening online. So this is something which is here right now, trending, and it's going to stay there. And last but not the least is sustainability. So engineering and construction industries, those who are already in these industries, they already know that a lot of waste and a fair bit of pollution is created by engineering and construction industries. So moving forward, we expect to see a much greater emphasis on green engineering and sustainable manufacturing. So these are some of the trends. And what do they mean for us? So what we will see autonomy everywhere. So artificial intelligence, as I've discussed, it's taking over, and so many things, processes are becoming autonomous. I wouldn't be surprised if future industries in couple more years, conveyor belts are completely replaced by autonomous robots bringing the things everywhere, and again, optimizing their own paths. The second thing is more and better and bigger data. So data is going to be something which is trending. Higher speeds and low latency will make it possible to do the things in real time, which we cannot even imagine right now, but this will become possible very soon. Plug and play world. So all Industry 4.0 technologies, we talk a lot about Industry 4.0. There are quite a few technologies going behind into this Industry 4.0 evolution. We have to have IoT, we have to have AI, robotics, and whatnot. So instead of getting it all through different vendors, people want it all encapsulated into just one entire product. So that's something we will see happening more often. Companies coming up, starting up, offering all the technologies into the one package. There would be more complex products. So people want more out of the products. And we are already seeing this trend in automobiles. Voice controlled phones or voice controlled GPS guidance are something we are all having in the modern cars nowadays. And this trend will expand over many other products. Old industries are becoming new. So any startup is becoming very easy nowadays. If you have ever come across Vietnam's first automobile industry, first automobile factory, which is called VinFast, what did they do? They took all the off-the-shelf technologies and they started that plant in very less amount of time than any usual given average time frame for automobile factories. So this is possible with all the available technologies which are there off the shelf. You just buy them and you can start your own startup. Changing profession is something which is relevant to all the engineers. So because products are becoming more and more complex, engineers, they need to work in multidisciplinary teams. a mechanical engineer cannot just be focused on mechanical engineering, or a civil engineer cannot just be focused on civil engineering. They have to have that multidisciplinary knowledge, and they have to work in those multidisciplinary teams. So this is what these trends mean for us. So that also means that we need to keep advancing our skills. We have to keep enhancing our knowledge. And one of the ways of doing so is, instead of registering for something long term, we can start thinking about something short term. So what are the main advantages of those short courses? So the first one is that they are career enhancers. They are a great way to fill that gap in the knowledge, and it can also give that competitive edge when it comes to job promotions. As technologies are evolving all the time, programs and practices are changing as well. And it is becoming really critical for all of us to refresh our skills and stay on top of the games. So short courses can prove to be career enhancers. You can test a career path. So gaining an insight into the type of knowledge required for a particular industry or field, it can also save you the time and money of studying a full-time degree. Let's say you are a civil engineer, but you wanted to be a telecommunication engineer since beginning. So you can take a short course on telecommunication engineering, for example, and then you can see whether it is something that you really wanted to do, or instead of taking up the full-time entire degree. So that is taste testing. It can also give a boost to your CV. Basically, what you're trying to show here is you're trying to show your commitment to ongoing learning, lifelong learning. So you can always put all those short courses on your CV, and it will make it look really good. You can always say that, oh, lifelong learning, I'm already into it. It plugs knowledge gaps. So as we have seen so many different trends, so many new technologies coming up, we have to keep updating our skills and knowledge. So networking is something we can achieve through those short courses as well. So there are online courses happening everywhere, and there are other participants participating in those online courses. So we never know whom we will get to know during that time, and how that networking opportunity can prove really beneficial for our career. Also, you can turn a hobby into a full-time career, something that you really wanted to do, but you cannot do up to this point, and then you can just take that as a short course and then see if you like it. You can change your hobby into that full-time career option. And another, last but not the least, benefit is that those short courses, as the name suggests, they are shorter and they are cheaper. So in terms of time commitment, you don't have to commit for a couple of years, 3 years, 4 years course. And again, in terms of cost, they are not that expensive. So what is the importance? Short courses nowadays, they are also known as micro-credentials, and they are certification style qualifications, which we can choose to study in order to improve certain skill within certain area. It is, these courses are usually a focused courses, and they will give you certain required knowledge into that focused area. So they also promise more personalized but professional learning as well. We can meet all different learners from all around the world, and we can bridge the skill gap. Recognition from receiving a certificate of completion is another important aspect we can add to our resume. Ability to improve skill within an industrial area, increase job satisfaction, expansion of knowledge. We can also increase value within our company if we can get up to date with current trending technologies. Remuneration benefits when it comes to promotion. Sometimes there are some really good benefits. We can apply knowledge more effectively because we feel more confident, we have bridged that gap, and employment opportunities also improve if we are the one who is looking for employment. All right, so here is a list of upcoming professional certificates being offered at EIT. So the first one here is Professional Certificate of Competency in Fundamentals of Electrical and Instrumentation Engineering for Oil and Gas Facilities. So what do we cover in this course? I'll just give you a very brief idea about what is covered in each of the course, and we'll see if anything interests you. So just to give you a bit of an idea, this particular one, it covers a whole spectrum of activities ranging from basic electrical and instrumentation engineering through to advanced practice in hazardous areas and data communication. Second one is Professional Certificate of Competency in Electrical Power System for non-electrical engineers. So this particular course is basically, as it says, designed for non-electrical engineers, and hence it starts from very basic electrical circuits and electrical laws, moving you through fundamental principles of electrical generation, transmission, distribution, electrical measurement, power systems, and safety, giving you the idea about basics of electrical engineering. The third one is on substation design of main equipment. So this course covers complex substation design issues. Now, substation design is something really complex. There are quite a few design issues, very complex ones. So this course covers them all through a simple step-by-step approach, and also with the help of real-life examples. At each and every step, you will undertake a basic design approach and perform calculations to ensure that we can get the required practical skills which can be implemented into the workplace as well. Next one is big data analytics in electricity grids. So as I already mentioned, big data is something trending right now, and it is going to remain in the trend. So this big data analytics course will cover the foundations of data analytics, including data acquisition, pre-processing, and visualization. It will also cover the use of powerful machine learning models, such as artificial neural networks and decision trees, as part of the course. The next one is on Allen Bradley Control Logix 5000 PLC platforms. So this course concentrates on Rockwell RS Logic 5000 and platforms which are making use of this particular software. So this course is designed in certain way to give the tools which are important to confidently create and program projects. It also focuses on design, implementation, and maintenance of the projects as well. The course begins with explanation of the basics of control systems, why we use a control system, and then various practical aspects of Rockwell PLCs. Different programming techniques, fault finding, and correcting faults are also covered as part of the course. Then we have Professional Certificate of Competency in Safety Instrumentation System for Process Industries. And this particular course actually explains the key requirement of very well-known international standard for safety, which is called IEC 61511, for all the stages of safety projects, from hazard and risk management studies through to hardware and software engineering, and also onto the maintenance and proof testing regimes. It will also, it can also cover the methods for avoiding some spurious trips. So that is safety systems. Next is Professional Certificate of Competency in Onshore and Offshore Pipeline Systems. So this course, it provides in-depth understanding of applicable standards and specifications which are related to pipeline design, operation, and maintenance. And it also handles engineering principles which are involved in fluid flow, liquid and gas flow, and importance of its relation in terms of pipeline design. Next one is Professional Certificate of Competency in Heating, Ventilation, and Air Conditioning. So as the name suggests, it covers the review of the design aspects of HVAC systems, basically starting from psychrometric charts and then examining the factors that influence design choices. Also, indoor air quality is addressed, load calculations for heating and air conditioning in general are covered, and air conditioning aspects and ventilation aspects are all covered in this particular course. Next one is control valve sizing, selection, and maintenance. So this particular course actually helps you understand the various aspects, fluid mechanics aspect relevant with control valve design. So control valve that does not work well, it can increase the risk of injury and disruption. And also the benefits of modern SCADA systems, they can be lost with inappropriate or minimal attention to the control valves. So that's how important the control valves are. And the course basically gives you all the help that you need to understand functioning of control valves. Next one is Fundamentals of Road Construction. So as the name suggests, this course covers construction of a road to the alignment, gradient, and cross faults, which are selected by the designer, and that also involve a considerable amount of earthworks. So the operations which are necessary for setting out and control of earthworks are also covered in this course. This one is Structural Design for Non-Structural Engineers. So participants, and they can gain basic knowledge of structural engineering, and that includes principles of analysis of structures and applications. Also, the behavior of material under various loading conditions, selection of construction material, and design fundamentals for RCC and steel structures are also covered in this one. The last upcoming professional certificate of competency is in project management for engineers and technicians. So this particular course can teach appropriate quality management procedures, how you can keep your projects on the track using earned value analysis method. You can exercise an appropriate leadership style, and how you can keep the team members creative and motivated as a leader, how you can avoid the pitfalls which are caused by lack of understanding of the legal issues pertaining to projects. All these aspects are covered in this project management course. All right, so these were all upcoming courses, and here is what our students say about our professional certificates at EIT. So both of them, as you can see, they took advantage of lockdowns due to COVID-19, and they used those lockdowns to upgrade their skills. Carl took professional certificate of competency in mechanical engineering, while Abdiakim, he studied professional certificate of competency in project management for engineers and technicians, and they upgraded their skills. Really happy with their learning experience overall. So let's talk about what's unique about EIT's professional certificate of competency courses. As I already mentioned, EIT is Engineering Institute of Technology, and as the name suggests, we are engineering focused, so we are engineering specialists. Our courses are all industry oriented. They are designed by industry experts and based on international body of those industry experts. This courses actually ensures that we develop cutting edge skills, and they're also valued by employers all around the world. The lecturers we source from all over the world. They are all industry experienced lecturers. They know what is running right now and how to deliver that sort of knowledge. Our sister organization, IDC Technology, along with that, we have trained over 500,000 engineers so far in over last 30 years time. And our unique delivery model is something I would like to discuss a bit further. So our online delivery model, it makes use of live and interactive webinars. So we have flipped classroom. So live and interactive webinars are the ones where you actually get to interact with the lecturer, the person who is delivering the qualification. So we have an international pool of expert lecturers, and we also have a counterpart that is called dedicated learning support officers. So lecturers basically take care of technical aspects of delivery of the course, while learning support officers are there to support you throughout your journey. And we also use state-of-the-art technologies such as remote and virtual laboratories. Milind will shortly show you a demonstration. And we also have quite a few different simulation softwares accompanying those courses. So the supportive blended learning model, and even the classroom sizes are small. So that will help you gain whatever knowledge you're looking to gain. And it will also help you balance your work and life commitments. So in terms of professional certificate of competency courses, I talked only about 10 or 12 different professional certificate of competency, but we have 32 plus courses. So quite a few different courses. Not all of them are coming up next, but yeah, some of them which are coming up next, we just talked about. Students usually spend 5 to 8 hours per week learning the course content. So typically, if you enroll for one of the professional certificate of competency, expect to spend around 5 to 8 hours per week. So roughly around an hour a day. Webinars, there will be fortnightly or bi-weekly webinars. Each webinar is 90 minutes. So it happens fortnightly. And then they are designed to fit around your full-time workload as well. So it doesn't have to be during the office hours. We can take care of that. And they usually happen on a time which is suitable for most of the people who are working. Most of the professional certificate courses, they take 3 months to complete. So 65% attendance is compulsory for those webinars. So you have to attend at least 65% of the live webinars. But saying that, we understand that everyone's working and circumstances could be different at certain times. So if you cannot attend a live webinar, you can also provide a summary. You can listen to the recording, because recordings are also made available to the participants. So you can listen to the recording, you can prepare a summary, and you can provide that summary in place of attendance. These are various schools of engineering we have here at EIT. So industrial automation, civil, datacom, electrical, electronics, mechanical, engineering management, and machine learning and AI are the main schools. All right, so this professional certificate of competency courses, who are these courses designed for? So those courses, they are designed to deliver, as I already mentioned, some really focused technological advancement or topic, and whatever is the relevant industry trend at the moment, that's what we take into account. It is beneficial to anyone who is looking into expanding their knowledge into that particular field, usually engineers, technologists, technicians from wide range of backgrounds. They usually join this sort of professional certificate of competency courses. They are interactive, and there are some live online webinars, as we have discussed. Every fortnight, there will be one 90 minutes webinar. It's presented by industry experts, and they are specially designed to fit alongside full-time work schedules. So fitting this qualification into your busy routine shouldn't be an issue. Just talking a little bit more about learning support officers, because this is slightly a different model, and this is what we do differently from many other institutes. So in addition to the lecturer or the expert who is delivering the course material, we have learning support officer. So once your application is lodged and approved, you will have a dedicated learning support officer. We have Sharon here, and there is a team of learning support officers we have in all different countries: South Africa, Zimbabwe, Switzerland, New Zealand, and Australia. So they will set you up on the student management system, and they will guide you through to your graduation. They will be there to help you go through the qualification. They're not technical experts, but they are there to answer all your queries, all your questions, and they are your support system in addition to the academic instructor who is teaching or delivering the course material. So basically, the LSO, learning support officer, will be your go-to person for any questions relating to your studies, and they will support you throughout the course. It's not that once they have set you up, it's done. No, they are there all the time for you. So that is the role of learning support officers. In delivery method, so as I have mentioned, there are online live webinars, and during those live webinars, you can interact with lecturers and instructors. Now, our lecturers and instructors are also based all around the globe. Whatever industry expert we need, we don't hesitate to source them from any of the countries all around the world, because our model is online teaching, and that's why we have that flexibility as well. So you can see quite a few countries we have our instructors based in. So the lecturers and instructors who are presenting in EIT courses, they are experienced engineers and they are subject matter experts. They can give you that cutting edge simulation software supported by remote laboratories throughout the course. So that access is also there. And again, networking is another benefit you can avail from going through this sort of short courses. So you can network with fellow learners, you can learn from other students within the course, and yeah, our students are also based all around the world. So because we are online, we have that flexibility that we don't have to just rely on the local students or anything. We can have our students, instructors, everyone online, anywhere in the world. All right, so that's all from my side. Handing it over to you, Milind.
Sure, thank you, Arti. Excuse me, everyone. Let me share my slides now from my end so that I can show you my portion of the slides. I hope you can see my screen now. So welcome everyone. Yes, I'm Milind, and I'm actually going to show you how EIT's virtual and remote laboratories are run. Because anyone enrolling into any sort of engineering course, the first question comes to their mind: if you deliver engineering online, fully online, how do you do your labs? And EIT has a very, very unique model. As Arti mentioned already, we've been delivering online, fully online engineering courses starting from professional cert to bachelor's to master's to doctorate for years, and we have developed our remote labs in such a good shape that all of the courses are having some sort of hands-on activity. So it's not an ordinary course you are enrolling into where they just show you some videos and give you some reading to read and then do some assessments to do, and then you get a certificate. It's not like that. Each and every professional certificate course or any course with EIT, you get the real experience. You don't really feel that you are doing an online course. You have a industry expert teaching you, delivering you live, like I'm speaking with you right now. And also the labs are also involved. So, most of our students doing professional cert, they say this. They say that the laboratories feel very real. The simulation or virtual or remotely connected labs are as equivalent as having done that experiment in the lab, physically present. So let me go through some of these things about EIT Labs. So majority of our EIT programs and students complete all of these practical exercises in some sort, like in terms of either virtual laboratory where expensive softwares and customized softwares are made available to you, which you can access anytime, and also some remotely operated lab rigs. So laboratory equipments are fitted with some webcam and sensors, and you can operate them from anywhere in the world. And we have students from 140 plus countries. It means we have students from all around the world, almost any country you name it. We have students from, I had a student once from Alaska, another one was from Antarctica because they were stationed there, and they were doing their labs from there. It was really exciting for them to pursue some sort of engineering course from any location, from their mining rig or some remote location in the world. They can still do it. So you can, in the remote and virtual laboratory, can control physical equipment and sensors, and you feel like you are present in the engineering lab physically. And these hands-on exercise uses actually a variety of simulation software, remote laboratories, and all of these practicals are developed so that students can grasp the concept, and they can do some group discussions as well during the live webinars. So let me explain you a bit further about our virtual and remote laboratories. So we have our remote lab servers around the world as well. We have one in Western Australia, in Perth, where we are right now, South Africa, and United Kingdom. So these servers are all interconnected as well. So any student going into a remote lab from any location, they can use any of the laboratory which are available in Perth or in South Africa or United Kingdom. So basically it's a traditional lab at a distance and operating in real time. So if you feel like it's a real industry project or a physical lab equipment, interface is really good, either digital or data driven. It is highly available and asynchronous. It means if you want to do one particular lab experiment more than once or maybe 10 times, you can do so. You just need to book that lab and do it again and again unless you grasp the concept. So that's amazing. So you will have access to all of this specialized equipment. There is no geographical barrier, whether you're in India or Africa or Antarctica, you can access all of our labs. There would be some bandwidth requirements, but still any student from anywhere in the world didn't have any problem accessing our labs due to bandwidth. So I'm going to show you some specific examples of virtual and remote laboratories which we have. So this example here is actually kind of a Rockwell software PLC trainer. So it's called PLC traffic lights in Rockwell software. And what you do when you log into a remote lab computer or on our remote lab, you can actually write your code in your PLC. So for example, if you're writing some ladder logic of the PLC, that code if you run, and this code you have designed to actually simulate and run the traffic lights. For example, we see traffic lights on the crossroads, right? Those traffic lights are very intelligently designed and programmed, so they operate in certain way. So this is a real life experiment where there is a webcam fitted on this traffic light model, a PLC model Rockwell fitted on it, and then you write your ladder logic code, and then you can run the code and literally see how these traffic lights are operating as per your program. If you make any changes here, those changes should be reflected and live streamed to you in real time. So this is another screenshot on the top, which shows you which colored lights are coming on and off based on the changes you made into your PLC program. Isn't it amazing, guys, that you can not only do some kind of a software simulation, you can also see what's happening in the real physical equipment, which are also you can see through webcam, live webcam. So that's one of the example. Second one I would like to show you is this is a VFD and motor control via PLC via remote lab. So variable frequency drive motor, you can actually control it using PLC. Again, this is a physical apparatus and there is a webcam fitted on it, and the computer connected to it, you can access that computer remotely from your location. You can again write the code required to run the electric motor at certain parameters, and then you can see how the motor behaves when you change certain parameters in your program. So that's another example of the remote physical lab. This one is an example of a virtual lab where you log onto a remote lab computer, and you can do some kind of an experiment, which is mentioned here. It is an exercise on 4-pole squirrel cage induction motor. So you can actually measure phase voltage and neutral current, and you have to obviously connect all the cables virtually in this lab. The best part of this particular lab is that if you are doing cabling on a real equipment, if you connect the cables wrongly, it might create fire or maybe short circuit, or you might be electrocuted. But that's not a danger here. If you connect the cables incorrectly, what you get is just an alert that, okay, that's not correct. Could you please reconfigure your connections? So you can learn a lot by doing this kind of virtual labs. So this is one of the another example. Next one I would like to show you is more about project management. So if you do project management kind of professional cert, you'd be dealing with work breakdown structure. So there is a WBS Pro which is available. This software, it's just a software, but some of the softwares are quite expensive, and you might not like to buy it because we don't want our students to buy software. So we give them full access to our remote and virtual laboratory, so they can, without buying any software licenses, can run the software, can run the laboratories, and do all sort of practical work. So WBS Pro you can generate work breakdown structures, and you can also use Plan B to create your PERT or Gantt chart, which is required in your project management exercises. So that's another one. Now, I would like to show you a few steps to go into our Electromeet remote labs, which are designed and developed by EIT itself or in-house. And you need to basically log into your Electromeet labs, and then you would be presented with a range of labs in our Africa, UK, or Perth. And all you have to do is obviously book these labs through this calendar icons. And then once it is booked, this icon turns green, and you can go in and you can do, for example, AutoCAD or SolidWorks, Plant 3D, Codesys, Easy Power, VP Lab, and all sort of labs are actually mentioned here. So if you like to try something else, which is not part of your particular course, you can still do so. No one is stopping you if you know how to operate those particular rigs. So there is no restriction about that. So for example, if you are doing some kind of a power plant or process plant simulations, you can choose a particular power plant system with number of reactors and boilers and distillation columns. So some kind of process plant simulation. So you can set the parameters. Once you have fixed onto your parameters and your process plant for your particular course, then next thing would be to obviously then go into the virtual field operator mode, where you can actually, it's like more like a gaming where you can enter in multiplayer mode or a single player mode, and a couple of you colleagues or students studying together can actually log in together. And then you can actually walk through the plant which you have selected earlier. So the distillation column process plant, which I showed you earlier, you literally, your avatar goes into the process plant. You can walk around, move around, look at different walls. So certain pressure setting, temperature setting, which you did. If you go next to a particular wall, you can actually look into the working of that wall. You can read the pressure and temperature readings on them, and you can write in your lab report. So that sort of, very real-like experience you get in our remote and virtual lab. So next one, I'm going to show you a virtual experiment called for the course called Professional Certificate in Hydraulics and Pneumatics. So hydraulics and pneumatics is a course delivered, very by enthusiastic lecturers who have a lot of industry experience as well. And FluidSim is the software which we use to actually run this particular virtual lab for hydraulics and pneumatics. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you how we enter into Electromeet remote lab and how do we actually do the lab. So hang on for a sec. I will be switching my windows. I hope you can see my Electromeet labs page. So here there are various labs. So lab 1 to lab 9, all of these labs are in Perth, where I am right now. And then there are labs in UK, in Africa, which is written with ZA. And you can then book the lab. So there's a calendar icon, and next to it is, I already booked this particular one because it has the, FluidSim in it. So I'm gonna run that one. Sorry, this one, lab number 6. So we are going into the remote lab, obviously as a student right now, because it has some access limitation. So that's all right. And there are a variety of, some of these are very expensive software or simulation labs. So I'm going to go into hydraulics, FluidSim hydraulics, and let me just make it bigger. So in hydraulics and pneumatics, I teach as well that particular professor cert and a couple of other industry experts as well. We actually teach you how to build hydraulic and pneumatic circuits for a variety of applications. For example, hydraulic excavators, huge cranes, and so on. So many process industries and mechanical industries would need access to the, this kind of hydraulic pneumatic circuits. So I'm going to show you how to build hydraulic circuit. So I'm going to create a new particular page, going into hydraulics. I'll be selecting some supply elements, which would be a pump unit over here. And I would also be putting a tank here next to it, so that oil which we use in our hydraulic system can be placed into the tank as well. And then selecting certain actuators. We'll need a hydraulic cylinder here. And we'll also need some walls. So just select certain walls, frequently used walls, mechanically operated. And somehow it is kicking me out of the lab, so I have to go back in. Hopefully it should be fine. Mechanically operated. So this is our direction control wall, which I have placed here. I can reconfigure as well. I can select what type of operator to use. It's okay. And maybe let me select one more wall, which is here, which I will be rotating here. Because our students actually, design these hydraulic circuits and they learn how to design hydraulic circuits, and then they can practice how to actually virtually connect and build such circuits in such software and virtual environment, and they can have proper grasp of the topic. So let me connect all of these connections. Because I'm sharing this, sometimes it just flickers a little bit. Usually our students are sharing with other people. So the hydraulic circuit has been connected. Let me zoom in a bit so that you can see what's going on here. I hope you can see that. And Now I can execute that particular hydraulic circuit. So what I have done here is there is a pump unit, tank and pump unit with electric motor. There is a direction control valve which can move this hydraulic cylinder, a double acting hydraulic cylinder, in forward or reverse direction. And then there is a flow control valve which can control amount of flow. So if you designed your hydraulic cylinder with your mechanical engineering calculations with Pascal's law or Bernoulli's theorem, you can now prove that the design circuit actually works by virtually simulating the actual circuit. So I'll be then running it. So starting it, you can see pump is already producing oil, and it is pressurized oil is waiting near the direction control valve. Only you need to click this one so that this piston goes from left to right. So I'm doing it now. You can see the piston moved left to right and the pressurized oil went through the circuit. And then in return, I just need to press the other lever so that it goes back. The piston actually retracted. You can see this red line, which means pressurized oil was diverted on the other side. We can also, change how much oil could go into our hydraulic cylinder. So this is the setting for that. You are controlling the flow which is going inside the hydraulic cylinder. And after reducing the flow, you would see that piston would move very slowly now. So sorry for that again, it just flickers. And now you can see it goes little faster because I think the control hasn't been executed properly. I have to do this slightly lower. And now I have to click that again. You can see it's going very slowly. Piston is going left to right very slowly because the flow rate of oil going in has been lowered in the flow control valve. And in the retraction, if I click this one, it would go faster. And then again, slower if I go left to right, very, very slow. And this is kind of one of the virtual lab where students not only learn the concept, they also trial those concepts in building actual circuits and actual lab apparatus in some way. And if they have any questions, obviously the industry experts also help them. They also guide them how to operate certain lab rigs and certain virtual softwares and virtual labs, and then they can grasp everything about the topic. So even in the 3 months short topic, we have it in the bachelor's and master's degree courses also. We have these kind of laboratories built into your course, which gives you the real physical aspect of the laboratory, which is a must in engineering courses. So I'm gonna share my slides again, and I hope you can see it. So that was my demonstration about FluidSim software, which is a virtual lab in professor certificate in hydraulics and pneumatics. This particular course is actually starting from this Monday. So that's why it's not under the list of upcoming courses, because I think enrollment has been closed, but you can still try your luck if you like to go with hydraulics and pneumatics professor cert. So this is actually the full list. Aarti mentioned some of the courses and details about some of the upcoming ones, but this is, I think, the full list of all the professional certificate courses which we run throughout the years. So all of these are listed here. I'm not going to read all of these names for you. It would be too boring, but I actually showed you virtual lab, which we do in professional certificate of competency in hydraulics and pneumatics, which is here. So moving forward. Okay, that's all about from my side. I have demonstrated how physical and virtual labs we do at EIT at a variety of servers across the world, and hope that helped. And this is the page for the fees. Obviously, I am an academic, I am a lecturer, so I don't know much about the fees, but obviously you can contact Priti Desai, who would be here with you, and you would have a one-on-one session with her who would help you with knowing fees for a particular course. So if you have any questions, feel free to write down in the chat, and we are more than happy to answer all your queries.
Thank you, Milind, and that was a lovely presentation. Thank you so much for that. And we have actually received a couple of queries. I think you can also check them out in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to quickly pull some of the queries that have been put. So one of the question that was put by Jayesh, I think he has asked, does EIT also provide support for hardware components to complete such type of projects?
Yes, so hardware and software side of the any remote lab is actually taken care by EIT's tech team, and you don't have to buy any hardware yourself. It's all set up in our laboratories, which are placed all around the world, in Perth, in South Africa, or in UK.
Great. All right, so there are some questions related to the course fee. So I think these questions will be put up in front of Preeti, and she will answer them. Heth has asked one question in which the point is there was a point about IDC fee course, but there are no instruction about that. Okay, so guys, I will request Rishit to share the coupon code on on how to avail the IDC course that is for $299. So I would request Rishit to share the code. And if you guys have any question related to related to fee of the program, the schedule of the program, you can reach out to Preeti, and she is going to be here from 12:30, and you can join with the same link, and you can put all your queries. So Rishit, are you there? Can you put the code here in the chat? All
Yes,
right,
sir.
okay. So this is the code that you guys have to use, and the link is already the link. We will be sharing the link of that link of the URL from where you can share, or you can put in the code, and that will allow you to get the course absolutely for free. So amazing. So thanks a lot, Milind and Aarti, for sharing your time. Thank you guys for joining us. So do join back at 12:30, and there's going to be another session for those who are interested to know about 3D printing and the application and how it can be used, and what are the trending skills and opportunities. So join us at 12:30.
Sure. Thank you so much, Amit and Aarti.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Feel free to reach out to us. Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
Great.
Bye.
Thank you.